Hello everyone, welcome back to the Git Version Control series. In today's video, we are diving into one of the most powerful features of Git, which is branching and merging. Ever wonder how developers work on the new features without breaking the main project? Or how multiple teams collaborate on the same code base smoothly? That's where Git branches come into play. So in this tutorial, we will learn about what branches are and why they matter to the project, how to create and switch between the branches, working on the features independently so that it won't break the others, merging branches back into the main code, and understanding how merge conflicts and how to resolve them. By the end of this video, you will have a solid understanding of how real-world teams manage development workflows using Git branching strategies. So, grab your terminal, open your Git repositories, and let's master branching and merging step by step. Okay, so first we will try to learn what actually is a branch and what are the different branch commands like create, list, switch, and delete. How do you switch from one branch to another branch, and how do you do the fast forward merge, and how do you perform the three-way merge when branch diverges, and how to resolve the merge conflicts. Okay, so these are the main topic of contents for this particular video. First, we will try to understand what actually is a branch. So basically from now onwards we will try to understand the branching concepts in the form of master and child. Okay, so here the master branch is the main branch where you can see it in yellow, whereas feature branch is nothing but it is the branch that is created on top of this main branch. So here the feature slash login, so this is the feature branch which you will be creating from the main branch. So what it happens is the code that is present in the main branch will be added, and on top of that whatever modifications which you are making in the feature branch, that is which are shown in the purple color, that will be coming into the feature branch. Okay, so this is in your local, correct? So you need to push again it to the remote branch, then from that remote branch you need to merge it to the main branch. Okay, so let us try to understand how we will do that. Okay, so basically what is the main advantage of this is that, see, we will be having something that can be done without breaking the main branch. Then if for example 10 developers are working on some particular project, they need to create 10 features. Okay, so everyone cannot use the main branch, or it is risky to use the main branch because they will be committing all the code, and there should be some kind of review right before merging the branch to the main. Okay, so now that is the third point. So easy review, each branch is equal to one feature fix. So basically whenever a user story or a task branch is created, that is mainly to perform some specific operation or to achieve some requirement. Okay, now each branch you will be creating one feature or the fix branch. So basically in short, to understand what actually is a branch is that it is a pointer to a commit. Creating one is instant, branches are very cheap in Git, so it doesn't have any major cost involved in creating branches. So you can create any number of branches based on your requirement. So these are some of the commands, guys. So in order to list all the branches, so you will be entering this particular command. So in the next tutorial we will be looking at the hands-on session that has all this complete workflow and which uses all these commands. Okay, so now git space branch, which lists all the branches that are present in your local. It doesn't display any remote branches. So again, when I say the local branches, the branches that are there in your system. When I say the remote branch, the branches that are present in the GitHub in the remote repository. Okay, now if you want to display both local as well as remote branches, that is the branches that are present in your system as well as the branches that are present in GitHub, so that can be done by using git space branch space -a, so which displays both the local as well as the remote branches. Okay, so now if you have to create a new branch, Okay, so that can be done by using this particular command, git space branch space feature branch name. Okay, here the feature branch name is feature slash login. Okay, now if you want to create a branch and switch to that particular branch, you can do it by using this particular command, git space checkout space -b and the feature branch name. Okay, so this is how you will be creating the branch and switching to it. Okay, then if you have to switch to the existing branch, then you can do that by using git space switch space feature slash login. So feature slash login is nothing but here the branch name is feature slash login. Okay, now you have already created a branch here, and if you want to rename this branch to some other name, so that can be done by using this particular command, git space branch space -m, then the new branch name which you want to give. Okay, so first we will just try to understand in the form of a theory, guys. So in the coming lectures I will be showing you in practical how these can be done. Okay, now if you want to delete the branch, so this is an ideal practice only if you want to delete after merging it to the main. So if you delete it while before merging it to the main, what will happen is whatever changes you have made in your feature branch, that will be gone. Okay, so it is important, this part is to be careful, or it should be handled carefully. Okay, then we have another thing like force delete. So if you want to delete it, so normally most of the times we won't be using this command, but it is important to learn, git space branch space minus capital D and the branch name. So what it does, it will do the force delete. Okay, even if they merge, or if you didn't merge it, or if you feel like after creating this branch you don't require this branch anymore, in those cases what you can do, you can delete that branch, force delete. So next we will be trying to understand the differences between checkout and switch. So for example, in Git 2.23 plus versions, so basically before we were having git checkout, which is the older version of the command. Now we will be using switch command in place of checkout in 2.23 plus Git versions. So what it does, what are the main differences? Both does the same operation, but what it does is it gives a meaningful command, more meaningful command compared to the existing old one. So let us try to understand. Now for example, if you want to switch to a main branch, okay, how do you do that? Git space checkout and the branch name, which is main. So here what it does, it will switch the branch. Okay, same thing. Now if you want to do it by using switch, what it does is it performs both commands, switch and restore. It will convert, I mean it will switch to that particular branch, at the same time it will restore whatever changes that are that you have made in your local. So git space switch space main. So this gives a more meaningful name compared to checkout. Then if you want to create a branch and immediately check out to that particular branch, what you can do, git space checkout space -b, then the new branch name whatever you want to create. Now here what you can do, git space switch space -c new, so which is nothing but -c is nothing but create. Here you are giving the B, which stands for branch. So that is the main difference which you need to understand. See, the commands look similar, guys. You are just using a flag, then checkout or switch, then the branch name. Remaining everything is the same. Just that it's up to you. Like if you want, if you are on 2.23 and higher versions, you can use switch. If you are below 2.23 versions, you can use checkout. That's the only difference. Okay, so then if you want to check out for a specific commit, that also you can do, or if you want to restore a specific file, that also you can do. I mean same thing. So git checkout, or you can do a git restore. Okay, in 2.23 plus git restore is supported. Then if you want to switch to a particular commit, okay, you can specify the commit id, git space checkout space commit id, whereas here git space switch space ---- detach abc123, which is nothing but the main commit that is there, which we call it as head, so that will be detached. Okay, so the best recommendation is you can use switch and restore, which is this command, switch command. Okay, new project, but checkout is still supported in 2.23 because the earlier projects, like many people were using checkout, so let's not confuse it. So they have kept the checkout, so it will be still there. Okay, yeah. Okay, now let us try to understand one more important concept, which is fast forward merge. So what is the meaning of fast forward merge is when main hasn't moved since you branched off, Git just slides the pointer forward, which is nothing but clean. See, for example, you have created a branch, then you have made some changes. After making changes also, for example, the main branch, none of the PRs or commits that got merged into the main. Then what Git does is, in order to add your feature branch features as well into the main branch, what it does is it will just do the fast forward. So here, if you see here this is the main branch which has 3 commits. This is the feature branch that has 3 more commits that you need to merge it on top of this 3 commits. So when you do the fast forward or merge, so I mean in simple language, the fast forward is nothing but you are merging it. So what you can do is you can just run these commands. You will be switching to the main branch, then you will be merging the name of the feature. See here, so let me mark it, guys, for the clearer understanding. So here we do have a main branch, here we do have a feature branch. So here what we are trying to do, here first we are trying to switch to that particular main branch. Now in this case what will happen, see these 3 commits will be coming into this particular feature branch in your local repository whenever you switch to the main branch. Now when you do the git space merge space feature branch, what will happen is on top of these 3 more commits will be added. Okay, so after running this command, I mean first command and the second command, the output will be this. So what it does is it will have the changes that are present in the feature branch and the existing main branch changes. So that is the feature of this what you can say merging. Okay, yeah. So let us move to the next slide. Yeah. So next we will be looking at the fast forward feature we have seen already. Now we will be looking at the 3-way merge. So basically what is the meaning of 3-way merge? When the branch diverges. So for example, if the main moved while you worked on the feature branch, Git creates a new merge commit combining both. So what is the meaning of that? So let us try to understand the difference between the earlier slide and this slide. So in this slide, see, none of the things got added to the main branch until you have completed your feature branch. So this is a straightforward scenario, the simple case. But the main important case that happens in day-to-day activities in real time is that whenever you create a feature branch, after creating that feature branch, the main might have some commits added. Now what you need to do, see, now before at the time of creating the feature branch, okay, let me mark it. So at the time of creating this feature branch, there were 3 commits, 1, 2 and 3. After creating this feature branch, you have made some changes, but in that process there are few more commits that got added into the main branch. So these are the 2 commits. Now what you need to have, you need to have total of 8 commits. So here you should be having 5 commits. Here you should be having 3 commits. So this 5 commits plus 3 commits, you will be in total having 8 commits. So that can be done by using this particular command, git space switch main, which is common, like in the earlier slide also we were using this. Then you need to add this particular command, git space merge space feature space -m, then merge some commit message. Okay, see what it does is it finds the common ancestor, takes changes from both the branches and creates a new commit with the 2 parents. So what it does is, see, this particular branch is there and all these changes are there, and on top of that what it does, these changes it will create a common merge commit. So now in this case, instead of having a large 8 commits, what it does is it will create this particular commit that has these feature branch changes along with the existing main branch changes. So in this case also, all the code that comes into the main branch once these steps are performed. Okay. Yeah. So next we will be moving on to the merge conflicts. This is again one of the most important concept in Git. See, there will be straightforward scenarios, there will be risky scenarios. I mean that involves some obstacles or something. So this is one of them. So merge conflicts. So what is this merge conflict? So basically it happens when two branches change the same line, Git pauses and asks you to decide which line you want to keep. For example, developer A and developer B. Okay, they both are working on the same file, and if they have changed the same line, for example, in that file there are 10 lines of code in both files, and if the developer 1 and developer 2, I mean developer 1 in the branch 1 and developer 2 in branch 2 have changed the same line, okay, change the same line, in that case what will happen is Git says there is a merge conflict. What is the meaning of merge conflict? So here the conflict will be created, so you need to resolve that conflict, correct? So this is how the merge conflict look like. Okay, constant retries equal to 3, const API URL equal to v2/API. So this is v3.api. So here in both these cases, so for example here you will be having this v2 APIs, here we have this v3 APIs. So remaining things, see, constant retries, here it is 3, here it is 5. The lines are same but the value is being changed, correct? Now Git will get confused whether to keep this or whether to keep this. This head is nothing but whatever change that is already there, and this is the change which you have made in the feature branch. Now you need to decide, I mean you need to tell Git what changes you want to keep. Okay, now this is nothing but the merge conflict. So it is trying to merge, but there is a conflict which Git is not able to understand what to keep. Okay, so in order to do this, so these are some of the list of commands, so what you can follow. So basically first we need to open that file and we need to find something like this. So whenever there is a merge conflict, what Git does is it will create these kind of code, I mean these lines and also these arrow marks, and it will indicate what is head and what is the feature branch. Okay, then you can pick or combine. So here in this case you can add both the things by just removing this head and this particular line, so that it will have both the things. But if you want to keep only the feature branch, what you can do is you can remove this entire green. Okay, let me mark it. See, there are 3 combinations, guys. So if you want to keep only the feature branch content, you can just remove this part as well as this part. Now this has the feature branch, okay, changes, only feature branch changes. Now let me show you the second combination, where if you want to keep only the main branch changes. Okay, in that case what you need to do, you need to remove this part, okay, and this particular part. Now what will happen, you will be having this main branch changes. Okay, now if you want to have both the changes, okay, the changes that are present in the main branch as well as the feature branch, in that case you need to remove this, you need to remove this, and you need to remove this. In this case what will happen is the changes that are present in the main branch as well as the feature branch will be coming into those files. Okay, once you removed all these markers, what you need to do is you need to stage those files, you need to add those files to the staging area. Okay, once you have staged the fish, you need to give the right commit message, okay, for merging that particular thing. Okay, so you need to commit that particular merge. So this is how you will be resolving the merge conflict. So this enter process is done in your local system, because whenever you do the rebase or merge, it will pull the changes from the main branch and it will try to add it on top of your feature branch. Now as I said, this merge conflicts occur only if the same lines of code is getting changed. In that case, you need to specify Git what version of the code you need to keep, whether you want to make the keep the current changes or whether you want to keep the incoming changes. That you need to decide. Okay, so this is how you will be resolving the merge conflicts. Then we will be looking at one more important concept, that is merge and rebase. See, basically merge and rebase, at the end of the day, it does the same operation. What operation it does? It will combine the changes of the main branch and the feature branch and keep those changes in the main branch. Both does the same operation, but the way it does will be different. Now let us try to understand what git merge does. Okay, whereas what git rebase does. See, merge, what it does is, see, again yellow, this is the main branch which has 5 commits. On top of that you will be creating a feature branch. Now if you want to merge it, you can just run this command which I shown in the earlier slide, git merge feature branch. Okay, so now what it does, it gives you with the complete full branch history. Then it is safe, it is non-destructive, and it also shows when the features were merged. Then creates some extra merge commits. Only thing what it does is, it will create the merge commits. Now on the other side, if you do the rebase, it has a clean and linear history, easier to read the git log, and rewrites the commit hashes, so it will change the commit IDs whenever something is changed. Then if you have the shared branches that is used by many people, what you can do, it's better to use the merge instead of the rebase. Okay, we will also try to understand this in practical in our coming videos. Okay, see, the golden rule is, use rebase on your branches before merging. Never rebase a branch that others are using. Okay, so there might be cases like multiple guys are working on multiple branches, correct? So if you want to rebase your branch, that is fine, but better don't rebase the others branch. Okay, so it is risky. Yeah, so this is the complete workflow, guys, how we will do it right from step to step. So the first part is, you need to create a feature branch which is git space switch space -c and the feature branch name. Okay, after creating this feature branch, you need to add your changes to that feature branch. Okay, so after adding the code, what you need to do, you need to enter this particular command, git space add space dot, which adds the changes and it stages those changes. Then you can run the commit command, okay, to commit the files or to commit the changes. Git space commit space -m and the commit message. Okay, so this is how you will be making the changes. You will be staging those changes to those files and you will be committing the changes. Then for example, if you want to merge these changes, what you can do is, you can switch to the main branch and you can merge that particular feature branch to the main branch. Okay, that feature branch to the main branch, and you can delete that particular merged branch. Okay, so this is the complete hands-on tutorials for this complete branch workflow. Okay, now so these are the branching naming conventions, guys, which I have already shared in the earlier presentations, but every time it is important to understand to give the right naming conventions. In this video I am not going to go through all these things because I have already covered it in the earlier videos, but you can just use it for your reference. Okay, yeah. So next, let us try to summarize what we are trying to do. First, what we need to do, you need to switch to the main branch and you need to do a git pull, because you will be switching to the main branch, and if you do the git pull, if there are any additional changes that someone has made after you switch to that main branch, those latest changes will come into your main branch. Then since you have switched to the main branch, on top of this main branch you need to create a feature branch. So that can be done by using git space switch space -c, then the name of this feature branch. Okay, so once you have created this feature branch, you need to edit all the files or you need to add your code in your files. Okay, so after adding the changes to the files, what you need to do is, you need to just add those changes into the staging area, then you need to commit it by using a meaningful commit message. Okay, now so we need to stay in sync. Okay, git fetch plus git rebase space main. Okay, then you need to switch back to the main branch. So after you do this fetch and rebase, you again need to switch to the main branch, because it has all the changes, right? Because see, here you have switched to the main branch, you have pulled the latest code in the remote main branch to the local main branch. Then you have created a feature branch, you have added some changes, you have added it, you have committed it. Then you need to again git fetch plus git rebase main, because here you have created a feature branch, right? So if you do the git fetch, it will fetch all the branches. Okay, so this is optional, guys. So since there are no more changes, like you can either do this or you can directly proceed to the sixth step. Then what you need to do, you need to again switch to the main branch. Once you switch to the main branch, you can just enter this command, git space merge space feature branch name. So what happens at this step, at this seventh step, the changes that are present in the main branch and the changes that are present in the feature branch, all those two changes will be merged into the main branch. Then once that is done, you need to delete that feature branch. Okay, yeah. So what is the branch in git? A lightweight movable pointer to a commit. So branches let you work on features in parallel without affecting main. Okay, so main branch will still be there, which has the latest changes that are made. Then on top of that, you will be creating a feature branch. I mean, multiple developers can create multiple feature branches and they can work independently. So when they are working independent on the feature branch, main branch is not touched and it doesn't have any changes. Okay, now what is the difference between merge and rebase? Simple thing, merge preserves the full history with a new merge commit, whereas rebase rewrites your commits into target branch for a linear history. So it's always better to use merge, but when there are multiple commits, also you can better use the merge command rather than the rebase, because you need to go through each and individual commit. So for example, there are 100 commits. Whenever you do rebase, you need to go commit by commit, check it, resolve if there are any merge conflicts, resolve them, then move to the next commit, then move to the next commit. So similarly, this process goes on repeating. So it's always better to use merge, which has the preserves full history. It just create a new merge commit and it is way too less complex compared to rebase. Okay, now what actually is fast forward merge? So this is the simple case, guys. So there is a main branch which has 3 commits, there is a feature branch that has 2 more commits, and main branch is not changed while you were developing this feature branch code. Then you can directly merge it. This is the simple case. Okay, this is nothing but we call it as fast forward merge. Now what do you do when you hit a merge conflict? So when you do the merge conflict, you need to open that conflict file, pick which changes to keep, or if you want to combine, if you want both the changes, you can combine them, remove the conflict markers, then git add and git commit. Okay, so this is how you will be resolving the merge conflicts. Okay, yeah, so that's it for this video, guys. Now that module 4 is complete and you can now do the branching like a pro. Okay, so in the next session, instead of going to module 5, we will try to understand all these commands in practical with the real-time use cases. Okay, yeah. So if you like the video, please like, share and subscribe, guys, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Okay, thank you.